All right, welcome back team. Coach Aaron with your Wednesday Metcon for the athletic conditioning workout. So what are we looking at here? We got a 4 time. All right, I like to put this in frame so that you can just look at the thumbnail without watching the whole video. Okay, so this was a support your local box workout 3 that CrossFit.com posted. Never really had the opportunity to do it, so just want to kind of guide you through this one if you do decide to. 50 dumbbell deadlifts, okay? And the goal here is to complete all reps of each movement before moving on to the next. 50 ab mat sit-ups, 50 box step-ups, and 50 single arm dumbbell thrusters. So you can see what we need, some equipment, dumbbells, and something to step up on here. So let me go over some options. Getting to the ab mat sit-up, in order to kind of replicate that piece of equipment that would be resting in our low back, if you just take a regular dish towel, and I'm just gonna roll this up. And I want it to be a tight roll, so it's a firm surface, because we want to take this and place it in the lower back for our sit-ups. I'm going to get to that in just a second, okay? But first, let's focus on the deadlift. This is a 2 dumbbell movement, and given the nature of the high rep count, I'm gonna recommend choosing a weight, not that you're necessarily gonna be able to knock out 50 dumbbell deadlifts in a row, but you wanna find a weight that you can perform all of those 50 reps with. Again, they don't have to be completed without taking a break, but when you are finished taking that break, you wanna be able to pick up that same weight. So hinging in the hips. The goal here though, team, is to get low enough that you can actually touch the heads of the dumbbells to the floor. Now I'm gonna drop my hips here. It's really important to keep your back flat, all right? And so the hips and the shoulders are coming down at the same time, and I'm raising my hips and shoulders at the same time, resetting back at that full hip extension. Again, if I can, I'll slightly bend my knees to drop those hips, all right? And notice that I'm holding the dumbbells to the outside. If you're more comfortable coming here, this is gonna be a tough sell, right? Because you can't angle the dumbbells, right? So we're gonna wanna find that end range of motion that works for us without sacrificing that good form. So with my palms facing me, again, I want my shoulders and hips to be moving at the same time, slight bend in the knees, and then you just find that end range of motion that works for you, feeling the stretch in those hamstrings, in those glutes, so I can stop at mid-knee, okay? So range of motion would be your option there. Getting into your ab mat sit-ups, so my substitution here, excuse me, is to have that towel rolled up, okay? And the goal for this one is to not use your arms for that upward momentum. You really want to focus on engaging that core. Let's reset the upper back, head, neck, and shoulders to the floor on every repetition, again, without having those arms swing behind you, okay? So an option here from the floor, we did this in the warm-up, would be a seated knee tuck, tapping those heels. You can bend the knees. So we're dealing with a shorter range of motion. You can also find an elevated surface such as a box or a couch. And you can do your seated knee tucks from this position. You can also sit closer to the edge. This would be tapping my heels with that knee drive, all right? So those are your options for your ab mat sit-ups. Your box step up team, I'm just using a 20-inch box here. I like to place it close to the wall because I can use that as an option. So wall supported step ups, right? And we're gonna alternate legs, although you don't have to, but the end range of motion sees that we have full hip extension at the top of the box. The one thing I want to note about box step ups is both feet come up onto the box, all right? That's the end range of motion. Doesn't matter which foot you step down with, right? But we need to have both soles of the feet on top of the box to consider that a full rep, okay? So again, find a lower, something to step up on, a stair, a wooden platform, anything that has a stable base. And again, if you need that option, just do it close to the wall. You can hang on to that wall for support. Last movement is our single arm dumbbell thruster. Now it's 50, all right? You don't have to alternate, right? I'm just going by the guidelines that CrossFit.com threw out there. So on the thruster, we just want to make sure that we're in that standing set position where our feet are shoulder width apart, because we're going to drop down into the squat. So how am I going to tackle this? I was thinking about doing 5 per arm, okay? So that should even out doing 25 on a side. So single arm dumbbell thruster, always resetting the dumbbell back to the top of the shoulder once you get finished with that overhead press. So we're dropping down into that full squat, okay? Knees are driven out towards the toes, right? So we don't want those knees to collapse. And then as I drive up through the heels, I'm gonna use my legs to help press this weight up overhead, finishing with that bicep covering up my shoulder, and then I'm gonna reset that dumbbell slow and controlled, dropping down into that next squat. Now for tempo, when I reset the dumbbell to the shoulder, I can automatically just start dropping down into that squat, making it a more fluid movement, okay? So the option here would be to reduce the range of motion, so don't drop down as far into that squat here, but still use the legs to help drive that weight up overhead. And we're here, okay? If the single arm is gonna give you some issues, right? We can hold one dumbbell and press. All right, or don't even do the press. You can do just a combination of the suitcase squat, unilateral though, right? So do equal amount on each side for this one. Or you can do the squats with the dumbbell on your shoulder. Again, just be mindful if it doesn't feel comfortable to press that weight up overhead, don't do it. So, quick recap. Metcon for time. CrossFit.com, support your local box. Workout number 3. 50 dumbbell deadlifts, 50 ab mat sit-ups, 50 box step-ups, and then your 50 single arm dumbbell thruster. All right, enjoy it.